What is going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of the Journey Podcast. What I'm going to share with you guys is a quick tip that radically changed my life. And it's going to sound so simple because it is, but I'm telling you guys, this simple trick helped me save so much money and make more money. Pretty much what I'm going to tell you is going to help you make more money in your business or in your day-to-day for the rest of your life. And guys, I'm telling you, it's really stupid, simple. You're going to laugh when I tell you. But what this tip is to track your income. Track your income. Every single dollar that hits your bank account, you're going to want to track your income because that's going to help you put eyes on a measurable goal that you can control. And if you can control that goal, then you're going to be able to manipulate the variables in your life to be able to increase the amount of income coming in. I'll give you an example of how this worked out with a client of mine. I'll also share a story of how it worked out for myself. And then I'll also break down the reasons to why tracking your income is important. And I'll also show you how to track your income so that way you guys can start doing this right as soon as you listen to this podcast. Now, this came from a conversation that I had with my client that I've been telling to have her start tracking her income. But she was feeling really anxious about money. She was always worried about where money was going to come from the next month and the next month and the next month. And she was always just so anxious about her finances. And I told her, track your income. Are you tracking your income? She's like, no, I'm not tracking my income because I don't want to look at it. I'm like, well, you need to track your income. And she kept putting it off. She kept putting it off until eventually I said, hey, sit down for the month of October and track your income. And she did. And she made over $5,000 in the month of October, which is amazing because it was pretty much her first month of coaching, which is that in itself is really, really amazing. But she made $5,000. I'm like, why are you concerned about money? Why is this a problem? If you're making $5,000 in a month, doing what you love, working from home, why are you concerned about money? And she's like, well, I guess I never knew how much I was bringing in. I didn't know. Right. And then I said, okay, so sit down and track how much income you have coming in for the month of November. Go through all of your expected payments from clients that are currently on your roster that you expect to pay you in November and see how much you have coming in the month of November. She sits down and she says it's about $2,300. I said, so isn't that amazing to know that you can literally sit on your ass all month and not do a single thing and you'll still make $2,000, at least $2,000. Whereas if you bust your ass, you can put up another 3, 4, 5, even 10K on top of that $2,000. And so what are you worried about? And she's like, well, I don't really know. You see, what we do, guys, is we do what's called a willful blindness. And what willful blindness means is to not look at the thing that is giving us anxiety, which causes us more anxiety. For example, when I was a kid, I used to never check my grades because I didn't want to see what they were. But if I never saw what they were, I didn't know if I was proving or failing the class. And so that made me anxious. And that anxiety made me not want to look at them even more. And so that's called willful blindness. It's like purposefully ignoring information for your own protection, but it actually does you more harm. And tracking your income is one of those things. People do it all the time. I used to do it because I used to be super anxious about money. And so I would work my ass off every single month at these jobs. And I would save cash and I would just save all my money. But every single time I used my debit card, I would have no idea how much was on that card. No clue. And every single time I was just, I hope this goes through. Swipe it, hope it goes through. Swipe it, hope it goes through. And it wasn't until I met my mentor. And actually, before I talk about my mentor, I had started my online coaching business and I really did not know how much money I was bringing in. I really didn't know. Like, I was so nervous and so scared. Like I mentioned, it was willful blindness. I didn't want to look. And so I was bringing in cash every month, but I had no idea what I was bringing in. Because I had no idea what I was bringing in, I couldn't live life strategically. And I also couldn't measurably manipulate the variables to increase that goal. And so when I met my mentor, Ross, one of the most life-changing things he taught me how to do was to track my income every single month as payments come in. And I'll share with you guys my strategy for doing so and how I do that. But I went back over the last 2 years and I saw that within the first 6 months, I was making anywhere between $1,000 to $2,000. Within the next 6 months after that, I was making anywhere between $2,000 to $4,000. And then once I started tracking my income, I kid you not, I made $10,000 the next month. And the reason was being because when I wasn't tracking, I wasn't measuring my goal, and I wasn't, able to judge where I was on the spectrum of reaching my goal. And so it was easy to get complacent. If I felt like I had enough, I could stop there and, hope for the best. But when I was able to see it, I can say, oh, I'm only this far away from the goal. I only need to do X, Y, and Z to get to my goal. So let's do that action step. It's just like stepping on a scale as a fitness coach, or it's just like tracking your macros. It's going to be really hard to lose weight if you don't know what you're eating. You have to track your macros in order for you to manipulate the calories coming in to build muscle or lose body fat. It's just one of the variables that you need to track. And so your income is the same way. Once you start tracking your income every single month, you're going to be able to see, oh, I'm making more money than I thought, or I only need to do X, Y, Z in order to get to my next goal. And so it's very, very important for you guys to track your income as a business owner. Now, how do you do this? So what I do every single month is I have an Excel spreadsheet. One column on the Excel spreadsheet says expected revenue for the month. The next column says actual revenue for the month. And this is something that I learned from my mentor. So this is not my idea. I got it from Ross Johnson. He helped me out with this. But you have 2 columns for every single month. So there's going to be 24 columns in this Excel spreadsheet. So you have, let's say, January on top. One column underneath says expected, one column underneath says actual. Then you have February. One column underneath says expected, one column underneath says actual. What expected revenue is how much money you expect to come in the next month. Now, this is not a guess. This is not an estimate. Where you get your expected income from is the guaranteed income sources that you have. For example, payment plans would go on expected revenue. If you have 10 clients paying you $300 a month, that's $3,000 in expected revenue that you can guarantee I'm going to make that next month. It's because you have clients on the payment plan. Now, actual is how much money actually comes in. And this is something that you should track on a daily basis. So so today is October 31st. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to sit down and I'm going to look through all of my expected revenue and see how much money we have coming in for November. And then tomorrow, November 1st, I'm going to start tracking the actual income. So expected comes like the night before, and then actual comes in real time. So after you get your expected, what you can do then is you can determine how much money you need to make in order for you to reach your goal. For example, if you have $3,000 coming in and your goal is to make $10,000 a month, then you need to make $7,000 in order for you to hit 10K, right? Now, 10K is not this like ominous, like what if goal. It's, oh shit, I only need to make $7,000 in order for me to hit 10K. Let's break that down. How many clients do I need to sign for that? For most people, your program's $1,000, it's 7 clients, right? And so, okay, what do you need to go do to get 7 clients? I know that your closing rate is 50%. So all you need to do is get 14 calls. You get 14 calls, you make 10K. Now, does it always work out like that? No, life happens. It's not always that simple, but for the sake of an example, that's how it works. Now, when you are getting started with a month and you have the actual payments coming in on a daily basis, when you receive income, go into your financial tracker, and on your actual sheet, you want to track how much money you got paid, right? So if you get a client that paid you $900, you're going to put that client's name and $900. If you get a recurring payment for $300, you're going to put that client's name, then $300. If you had a client that paid off the rest of his program from recurring, then you're going to put that client's name and you put that money. If you get a paycheck from your job, you're going to put that money there. So everything you make on income-wise goes on this actual sheet. So that way you can measure how much income that you have going in. And when you measure how much income you have coming in, you're going to be able to manipulate the variables in order for you to make more money. And plus, when your eye and attention is on that thing, you're going to want to improve that thing. It just always happens that way. So with that being said, guys, I hope you found this lesson valuable. I will talk to you later. Peace.